Hi, and welcome to Across the Desk. Well, this week is going to be no different than most other weeks we have here in the summer, and that's talking about education. And here we are, more bomb threats, and this time not just to Oklahoma, but the Libs of TikTok put out another video, another deal about a school in California that is now receiving bomb threats, making sure that groups like Moms for Liberty and Libs of TikTok are doing nothing but fomenting conservative terrorism. So a few interesting things have happened over the last week since these bomb threats have been going on every day to Tulsa public schools. They even had to shut down Disney Elementary in Tulsa because some suspicious stuff with some construction equipment, but it ended up being nothing, but it ended up shutting the school down for the whole day. Now, this is the plan. This is what these people want. Whoever it is that are calling in these bomb threats, they want to shut down the schools. They want to make sure that kids there can't learn, don't learn, and this way, you see, Ryan Walters can come back in later and go, hey, look, they didn't learn at this school because, you know, he incited people to call him bomb threats. So that's what's happening now in Tulsa. Right now, kids are very anxious. They're worried. It's affecting their mental health. It absolutely is. There's a report came out said, hey, this is really affecting kids. They're getting anxious. They're feeling anxiety to go to school. And it's really affecting the mental health of young children under 10 because we have conservative terrorists calling in bomb threats every single day. Now here's the interesting thing. You would think conservatives would get a clue, especially in this state where this is all happening. But no, what do? They rally around Ryan Walters. All of them do. Because here you go. All of a sudden they start putting these statements out about, you know, the violent rhetoric. It's all this rhetoric. We saw it with Chuck McCall. Charles McCall, Speaker of the House here in Oklahoma, came out with a statement saying, hey, these bomb threats are going to investigate them. People need to be arrested, but we need to tone down the rhetoric. We need to tone down that rhetoric. And you would think that he's talking about going what Ryan Walters is doing, retweeting stuff about the wokeness and everything else. But no, that's not what Chuck McCall's talking about. He's talking about the impeachment rhetoric of Democrats. You guys got to tone that down. It's going to cause conservatives to want to commit violence against you. And so it's all your fault, victim. Not a conservative who's calling in bomb threats and threatening to blow up people's houses, structures, buildings, and administrative offices. No, it's not those people. It's the Democrats. It's the liberals who are so wanting to fight what's going on. The Greer fund's missing. $31 million just seems to be missing, but conservatives don't seem to think that Democrats should care about that. Especially the group Helicopter Moms for Illiteracy, that's what I like to call them. They came out with their own statement talking about how everybody wants to vilify this man who's trying to just turn our schools into decent schools again. Yeah, while people are throwing in bomb threats, you see. They totally purposely leave all that out. All the violent rhetoric that's going on. Everything that's happening with bomb threats and everything else. They totally leave that out, and they want to blame it on the left. They want to blame it on liberal media or liberal legislators or whatever for wanting to just look into, investigate Ryan Walters. And nothing about impeachment. There's just an impeachment inquiry. Let's just do an investigation to see if it's warranted. They're not asking for impeachment. They're asking to have it looked into. But next thing you know, Helicopter Moms for Illiteracy comes out with their Chicken Little Act talking about, oh, these Democrats, they want to take away duly elected officials and they're the most dangerous people to our democracy. They're the danger to democracy. So there you go again. Not only do they not stand up to the bomb threats that are going on and everything else, they're calling Democrats to be controlled, taken out, or whatever, because they're the threats to democracy people. They're the people you need to go after. This is exactly what Helicopter Moms for Illiteracy did. And I swear, see, I don't want to be ageist or anything, but you know, I was born right in the middle of Gen X. So my life was more Lord of the Flies growing up. And then I realized, hey, you know what? These people with Helicopter Moms for Illiteracy, as well as Ryan Walters, guess what? They're millennials. Not that all millennials were coddled their whole life or anything else, but it sure does seem like these millennials with helicopter moms for illiteracy and Ryan Walters sure do want to project their helicopterness that they were raised with, obviously. So that's what we got, and this is what we see. Chuck McCall coming out saying, hey, we need to tone down the rhetoric. But he's not talking about conservatives. He's talking about Democrats wanting to look into impeaching Ryan Walters. You got helicopter moms for illiteracy come out and defend Ryan Walters against all these evil attacks of the left trying to take away our duly elected people because, you know, they're crooked. Yeah, I'm sorry. If he misappropriated, or actually stole $31 million of Greer funds, I'm sorry. Even if he is an elected official, he should be held to account. Just because you elected him doesn't mean he shouldn't be above the law. He shouldn't be above the law. But that's what helicopter moms for illiteracy are demanding. Hey, we voted for him. He won, so you need to let him do what he wants to do, regardless of whether he breaks any laws or anything else. That's exactly what they want. And the other thing that you want to notice about all this is when it comes to helicopter moms for illiteracy, they're funded by the same people that funded Walters' group, Every Kid Counts. See, Walters, before he became superintendent or anything else, he was the CEO of a non-profit organization funded by people like Americans for Prosperity and Betsy DeVos and the Koch brother and PragerU people. The same people that are funding helicopter moms for illiteracy. Moms for Liberty. This is not a grassroots organization. They are absolutely AstroTurf as AstroTurf can be. They have chapters across the country. They're funded by millionaires and billionaires. They really are not grassroots. They aren't. And you can see it. But they really want to play like they are, but they're nothing like it. Nothing. And actually, when it comes down to the people who are running these groups, especially the lady here in Oklahoma who can't seem to copy and paste everything, that's all she does. Every time I see a post from her, it's a copy and paste. I don't even know that she originally wrote it. She probably just copied it somewhere and posted it and just keeps posting it over and over and over again. This is the limit. This is the limit of this person's creative ability. This is the limit of what they can post, their articulate ability. That's it. This is all that this helicopter mom for illiteracy can do here in Oklahoma. That's it. That's all they can do, and be a fanboy for Ryan Walters no matter what he does. Man, his farts always smell like potpourri as far as helicopter moms for illiteracy are concerned. So this is what we have here in Oklahoma. Bomb threats going off. Everybody else, hey man, what's going on? We need to do something. Ryan Walters he's inciting people to commit violence by reposting a TikTok video from Libs of TikTok that was totally taken out of context, redone and everything else. He retweeted it, reposted it, saying it's the wokeness, it's real, and I'm gonna stop it. And so one of his fans saw that, started calling him bomb threats. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And so now we have conservatives running around like our Speaker of the House going, hey, it's the rhetoric. We all need to tone this down. Because if the Democrats would just stop talking about impeachment, well, then you probably wouldn't have all these bomb threats. See? That's so logical. It's also so cowardly. That's what it is. And when I say logical, I'm obviously being not, I'm being sarcastic, obviously, because it's not logical. It's just Chuck McCall being a coward and not being able to call out one of his own. This is exactly the problem the GOP has almost everywhere. They can't call out their own people. Instead, they want to victim blame. Well, here's the Democrats' problem. Because they keep, wanting to fight us on this. They keep wanting to make stands for their freedoms. They keep talking about all these Greer funds that are missing and misappropriations. And if they would just stop it, well then these other people wouldn't want to throw out bomb threats. If these liberal teachers would quit using their First Amendment and stop posting stuff on TikTok, well then we wouldn't have all these bomb threats. You see, that's Chuck McCall's logic, and it comes from a cowardly position. So this is what we have. Helicopter moms for liberty, you got the Speaker of the House, and you got Ryan Walters himself. Yeah, Ryan Walters himself comes out and talks about this won't happen, we will not have violence in Oklahoma and everything else when he's the one fomenting it. He's the one that's for this. He's the one that's riling these people up at the State Department of Education meetings through Oklahoma Conservative PAC, ran by Bob Lynn. He gets up there every month. They have a meeting, and he gets up there and tells people when to show up, how to clog in the system so liberals don't get a chance to speak. That's why he had that old guy hand out numbers illegally, you see, because, see, they want to control who gets in there. They want to control who speaks. This is all about First Amendment stuff, people, every bit of it. They hate the First Amendment for everybody else but them. It's that tiered constitutional system. You see, conservatives, those people are at the top, they get all the rights and privileges and all the freedoms, and those people a little lower, like people that register Democrat, well, they don't have as much. So, guys, you liberals and Democrats, please, don't use your First Amendment freedoms, because, see, that might make a conservative uncomfortable to the point that they got to call in bomb threats. See, it's all your fault, liberals. Not Chuck McCall or not his boy Ryan Walters, who's fomenting all this stuff, who's chicken littling everything. Oh my God, this liberal, they're woke. Look at this. Oh my God, I gotta kill it. Exactly what he's doing. And it's not even the case. It was a whole bastardized video that a teacher put out, a librarian put out, saying, hey, if I'm woke because I'm teaching kids to read and be kind. You know, that's all that happened. You know, and so Ryan Walters wants an investigation of his librarian for what she posted. She posted this. No. Libs of TikTok posted it, and then Ryan Walters reposted it. They reposted not what the librarian did, but what Libs of TikTok did. So Ryan Walters wants to investigate this librarian for what Libs of TikTok did, because I guess, well, you know, if the librarian would have just made that video better to where Libs of TikTok couldn't pervert it and bastardize it the way they did, well, then we wouldn't be in this situation. See what I'm saying? Do you see that? Do you see the retreat here away from their own, what they're doing, their own responsibilities? And of course, again, we're talking here about conservative values, right? These are their values. That's what it comes down to. Throwing in bomb threats and then defending people for throwing those bomb threats by victim blaming. These are conservative values. Exactly what we're looking at. So here you go, Ryan Walters. And now he's really coming under fire for retweeting this video. And people are coming at him. So what has he got to do? He's got to rally the troops, or the troops got to rally around him. And the funny thing is, all these troops that are rallying around him, funded by the same people. I wonder how that works, right? Funded by the same people, and they're rallying around him? Well, yeah, that makes total sense, right? I mean, they're funded by the same people. They are the same people. It's the same people. And then you got this guy who's his spokesperson over there, talking about how the libs, the Democrats in the House of Oklahoma Legislature are disgusting. They're trying to take away our democracy by looking into Ryan Walters' wrongdoings. You know, that's not what that is. That's just this guy being a wuss. That's what that is. This guy who works in Ryan Walters' office is so disgusted that the D's would want to investigate Ryan Walters for any wrongdoing. I mean, all he did was retweet a bastardized video talking about how he wants to go after the wokeness, and it's not even, and it was totally blatantly not the person's video. It was redone video, and then it foments someone to call in bomb threats, and they never even talk about the bomb threats. No one ever talks about that. They don't even actually say it. As a matter of fact, they have to put it in a way that's kind of vague, right? So when you read Chuck McCall's response to what's going on with the bomb threats and the impeachment inquiry stuff, when you read it, it makes it sound like he's real concerned. Like, you know, yeah, I'm really concerned about all these violent threats going on. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing this. This person needs to be prosecuted and everything else. But that's not really where he's at. You see, if you read into what he's really talking about, he's talking about coming after the Democrats is what he's talking about. It's their rhetoric. You guys need to tone down your rhetoric. That's exactly what he's saying. Read it again. Read it carefully, because that's what he's saying. See, it's the Democrats' rhetoric on impeaching Ryan Walters. It's the Democrats' rhetoric on going after Ryan Walters. That's what's causing these bomb threats. It's not them. It's not them reposting a video. It's not them doing that. It's the Democrats, you see. It's the Democrats driving these conservatives to the point of frustration that they have to call in bomb threats. Which is just ludicrous. It's craziness. It's absolutely cowardly. Chuck McCall, you're a coward. The guy that works in Ryan Walters' office, you're a coward. Helicopter moms for literacy, you guys are just shills. You guys are just taking and saying whoever it is that gives you the money. And that's what we got going on right now in Oklahoma, with our education system being so horrible, with everything going so chaos and everything else, and then Republicans not taking responsibility and instead wanting to blame the Democrats for all their ills. This is Across the Desk, and we'll see you guys next week.